All right, how you guys doing today? It's Rep Michael Shaw. I'm here to do the fourth and final video of my retro review of a film festival I went to 5 years ago called the Graveyard Fest. Just to be on the safe side, in case this is the first video, you don't have to see all videos in the row, but in case this is your first video of the retrospect, um, there's a theater. I think it's nationwide, but it's called Alamo Draft House. Here locally, in Houston, I live in Houston, Texas. This Alamo Draft House currently is out in Katy, Cinco Ranch area. Um, there was a film series called the Graveyard Fest, the Graveyard Shift that started, I think, back in 2011 by a guy who was working there named Rob Zacidio, a nice guy. More on that a little bit, I guess. He started doing, it was a monthly thing in, I think, either 2017, 2018. It went from monthly to weekly. And you could see basically it was two movies. You go in like $10, two movies, two horror films a week. Sometimes it was three. Occasionally it was one. And they had a film festival in October 2019. The Graveyard Shift of the weekly series went, I think, went national. I think it's locally here in Houston. It's still weekly. I don't know about nationwide. I keep seeing it was like a monthly nationwide. I don't know. I can't speak for that. But they had in October of 2019, they had it was a 4-day film festival. It was Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So coming up, this is August of 2024, and I was just kind of getting a little bit. I was kind of thinking about it and thinking about the festival and everything like that, and I wanted to do a retrospect because it was 18 films over the course of 4 days, and all but five there was all new movies. 13 of the five were new movies, and the majority of them, there was a couple of them that I saw get a pretty good release. Some of them got releases overseas, international, foreign, or whatever. So I'd some of these movies were really, really good, and I want to kind of spread the word on some of them. I know it's 5 years later, but I really wasn't doing this channel at this point in time in 2019. So I wanted to go ahead and finish up. This is going to be Sunday. It was, like I said, it was 4 days, 2 on Thursday, 6 films on Friday, 6 films on Saturday, and then 4 movies on Sunday. So this is going to cover the 4 films, and then I guess a little post information about it and everything like that. So the first, going into it, the first film was this French movie called All the Gods in the Sky. It was directed by, and I'm going to mispronounce some of these names, so forgive me. It's Koretz. He was the director. It was starring a John, or I guess it's pronounced Jean. It's spelled Jean, but it's Jean-Luc Cochard and a Melanie Gatos. Koretz and Cochard are French people. They're kind of French director and a French actor. They kind of did a lot of stuff over in France. Melanie Gatos, she's most popular movie that she, I guess, was in. You can see in the States was this Insidious Last Key. I haven't seen it. I saw the first Insidious and wasn't a fan of it, so I never saw any of the other films. The movie's based off of there was a short of it, and then it became a feature. And basically, Jean-Luc Cochard plays Simon. Jean-Luc Cochard and his and Melanie Gatos, they played brother and sister. When they were kids, of course, there was kid actors playing both roles. They were playing games with a gun and a child, in the childhood, and the gun was fired off, and because of it, it was an accident. Made Melanie Gatos' character becomes very severely disabled, and Simon's stricken with guilt. He lives on a kind of isolated farmhouse. He works and he takes care of his sister um, out of guilt. There's a couple twists. I don't want to get into it because I think it's a really good movie. And I think you guys should really watch it. IMDb gave it the reviews on IMDb. I guess it's a total. It's a 6.2. I give it a 9. When I went to the Graveyard Fest, he was making announcements, rolling out announcements. I always took right. If I hadn't seen the movie, like I do with any other movie, I'd go watch a trailer. I like to kind of go in, not go in blindly into a movie. I like to know what I'm kind of getting into. I saw it. I was like, I don't know about this one. This may or may not, but I went into it and I really enjoyed it. It was a lot better than what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be one of those real like movies that were going to just be like weird, just for being weird's sake. Almost kind of like in the second video, which covers the Friday. There was a knives and skins. I think that was just trying to be weird for weird's sake. But this wasn't. There was a couple of twists at the end I didn't see coming. I thought it was really great. It seemed like everybody in the audience was really good. The acting was great. I thought it was really good. I don't want to spoil anything, but there was a big twist. And it's kind of talking about. I guess kind of finished up. I kind of left something out. Simon, the character Simon, he's as he's taking care of his sister over the guilt, he's hoping that like aliens will come down and take care of him and deliver him from their situation. So that's kind of why I thought it was this may just be batshit crazy, but I really really enjoyed it. Like I said, it was a French movie. I didn't see it get released states. Now, with that being said, like I said in all the other videos, I try to go to the theater on a regular basis. So if I try to follow what's coming out and everything, and if I didn't see it be theatrically released in the theaters, it was probably a limited, or maybe it was released overseas. I think this movie got released overseas. Like I said, it was a French movie. It's IMDb says it was released on May 19th, 2019. If you could find a way to see it, maybe it's on YouTube. Maybe I'll look after this. There's this is a movie I do want to see again. I haven't seen it on theatrical DVD release. It's probably gonna be one of 3 films I do want to see again with maybe 4. I may see Nice and Skin again and this movie just to see how it holds up, and Why Don't You Just Die. Another movie I'll get to in a second, but I think it was released overseas in France when the festival was happening. The host Robert Cesadio was introing every film, and he said that he thought that this probably wasn't going to see a stateside release. And I haven't seen a stateside release since, but I hope it does, because I thought it was a really really good movie and should be seen by a wider release. That was the end of the first movie. The second movie was Rabid. This is the 1977 film by David Cronenberg. I'm a big David Cronenberg fan. When this was one of the first few movies announced, like I said, there was 5 movies that were in older films, as in pre-2000, and then there was everything else was something that was coming out in 2018, 2019. The festival was in 2019. I automatically knew I gotta go see this. I was a big David Cronenberg fan. I tried to see him when he came down to Texas Frightmare Weekend, which was a horror convention up in Dallas, Texas. He canceled, so I ended up not going. But if you're not familiar with David Cronenberg, he's known for doing like what's called body horror, your body changing and everything. He's done movies like Shivers, Naked Lunch, The Fly remake with Jeff Goldblum. He did Videodrome, Dead Zone. Recently, he did Crimes of the Future, History of Violence, Deadly Method. He did Scanners. Yeah, I'm a real big fan. Movie stars Marilyn Chambers, who she was an adult film actress. She was kind of a popular adult actress. I haven't seen any of her movies besides this. And also has Frank Moore, who was in a bunch of films. Some of the films he was in were the ones that I've seen were Food of the Gods 2, Long Kiss Goodnight, and Murder at 1600. Basically, what it is Marilyn Chambers and her boyfriend in the film driving around on a motorcycle, get into an accident. She goes into the hospital and she gets an appendage right under the armpit, and she becomes like a blood-sucking, like vampire zombie kind of thing, and it's and those who she attacks become like just like part of the zombie vampire lore. They come out, they want to they get bitten, they become that. I thought it was a great movie. It was a good movie. It was kind of a new take on it, like a vampire zombie kind of thing. Like I said, I'm a big David Cronenberg fan. If you haven't seen this movie and you're not familiar with David Cronenberg, I think you should still check it out. I think kind of maybe caters to like a zombie or vampire crowd, but I think you really should check it out. IMDb's rating was a 6.3 on Rotten Tomatoes. It was a 78%. I give it again 9 out of 10 film. I thought it was great. I'm pretty sure it's out there and streaming. If you're big in the physical media like I am, Scream Factory released it a few years ago, probably around maybe 2017, 2018, maybe 2019. Everything 4K. Even the covers kind of like caters to the zombie vampire stuff. I think it's really great. There was a remake done by Jen and Sylvia Sosolka, and actually it was kind of released a couple months before the festival on I guess August 26th, 2019. Also in doing the research for I was looking up some of the stuff that other people did, actors and actresses. Found out Marilyn Chambers. I think I remember hearing about this when this happened, but she passed about 15 years ago in 2009. So R.I.P. So that was the end of the second film. There was a couple breaks going on in between each movie so they could come in and clean. Now, one thing, if you ever been to the Alamo, one thing that they do when you go in there and you see movies, they like to have a lot of like movie parties and stuff like that. They'll put an old film in, and you can come in and they do like quote-alongs where you can come out and you can. It's okay for you to I guess out loud quote the movies or whatever, as long as you're not disrespecting anybody. So before the movies, you go in, you see all these commercials and stuff like that. They have a theme. If you go in and see like X-Men, there may be like clips of old X-Men cartoons or X-Men commercials or stuff like that. Or if it's Iron Man, you may see some clips of Iron Man cartoons or trailers, stuff like that before the actual trailers start. Well, they were basically kind of showing a lot of there was always a promo for the upcoming, for every month of the Graveyard Fest, Graveyard Shift, showing what movies were going to be shown and everything. So they kept showing that before each film. So we had seen it, basically this was 14 films in. We had seen it like 12 times. So going into the 17th film, the penultimate film, we started playing trivia. I actually won on this trivia 5 out of 7. I got 5 out of 7 questions right. The 2 that I lost was I never saw this movie, Mama. So they asked about this movie called Mama. It's about a little spirit, Jessica Chastain, and who the girl would go with, either Jessica Chastain or Mama. The question was Mama. I'd never seen the movie. And then it was a question about the Birds. And I hadn't seen the Birds I haven't seen the Birds since 2012. So at the point in time, it was like 7 years. Now it's 12 years. But it was what kind of accident kept HIPAA, the actress staying in the town. I said car wreck. It was a bike accident. So I got that wrong. But I ended up winning a remastered vinyl record of the soundtrack to Hellraiser. They said, hey, there's a little box, get what do you want. There was a bunch of t-shirts, and I saw the record. I said, shit, fuck it, let me take it. Excuse the language. So I took it. So we're gonna go ahead and move on to the penultimate movie, number 3 out of the day, number 17 out of the whole festival, and it was Kindred Spirits. Kindred Spirits was directed by a guy named Lucky McKee. I don't know if that's his real name or his stage name, but he's done movies like May, and he's done Sick Girl. Thora Birch was in it. She was in American Beauty, Ghost World. She was in The Walking Dead. I think she was in that after. I used to be big in that show, and I got out of it. She was in Dungeons and Dragons in the 2000 Dungeons and Dragons. There's been a couple more release films. Touched by Angel. She was in Hocus Pocus. She was in the TV show Parenthood. She was in the 2 Jack Ryan films that Harrison Ford did, which was Patriots Game and Clear and Present Danger. Also stars Kathleen Stacey, if I'm saying that right. She's an Australian actor. So basically what this movie is about is Thora Birch and Caitlin Stacey are sisters. Caitlin comes back and stays with Thora Birch. She kind of starts intervening into their life. She's got a secret agenda that gets against anyone who gets in the way between her and her sister. It's kind of like a single white female remake. The reviews on IMDb gave it a 5.1. I didn't like this film. I say stay away from it. There was a lot of moments. It was really laugh out loud bad. There was people in the audience laughing out, and there wasn't a funny moment. It was just how bad this film was. So yeah, it was, acting was bad, story was bad, everything was kind of bad. It was pretty bad. So I say stay away from it. That's all I got to really say about it, because I really didn't like it, and I hate to say that. I'm not going to spend a lot of time saying negative stuff. I'm pretty sure there's fans of it. It's a film that I do want to probably go back and see again. It's one of 4 films from the film festival that I want to get in see again. It's this Kindred Spirits, All the Gods in the Sky. Nice and Skin, and Why Don't You Just Die. I'm looking for it the other day to see if it was on Amazon. I couldn't find it. Maybe I'll look for it somewhere. I know there's more than one streaming service out there. I went on Amazon Prime. There's a TV show called Kindred Spirits, so I didn't really look it up, and maybe I'll find it. I didn't really see a theatrical release, or I haven't seen a physical media release of it. Maybe it's out there somewhere. Maybe I'll find it. Maybe. If I find it, I'll do another review of it. I do want to go I found Knives and Skins on Amazon Prime, and I'm going to probably watch it sometime this week and do do a solo review on it and see my opinion change, because I really didn't like Knives and Skins and look this Lucky McKee film, Kindred Spirits. Doing this, it's Kindred Spirits is the only film out of this whole group that I could sit there and go, I can name off every movie, and then when I get to this movie, I'll be like, it was that Lucky McKee movie. What was that name of the movie? That's how little of an impact it had on me. I had to keep on looking it up. Even for those reviews, I had to look it up and go, what's the name of that movie? So, anywho, moving on to the last and final film of not only the day, but of the festival, and it was a movie called VFW, which stands for Veterans of Foreign Wars. The director was Jeff Bezos, not Bezos. This is not the Amazon guy. Jeff Bezos. He did Almost Human. He did Christmas, Bloody Christmas. I'll get on that in a few minutes as well too. And he did Bliss. Veterans of Foreign Wars stars Stephen Lang, who was in the Don't Breathe films, Gettysburg, Gods and Generals. He was in the Avatar films. Will Satter was in it. He was in Bill and Ted No. 3. He was in the Grudge remake. He was in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. He as the president. He was in Iron Man 3. He was in this movie called The Hills Run Red. I want to check out one day. He was in The Mist, The Green Mile. He was in the Demon Knight in the Bordello of Blood. And then he was also in the Shawshank Redemption. Fred Williamson was in this. He was in the original Glorious Bastards movie, not the Quentin Tarantino film. But he was in a Quentin Tarantino film from Dusk to Dawn. George Wendt was in this, and it was, he's most only known as Norm as Cheers. This movie got backing from Fangoria. Fangoria actually was producing scripts. You can submit the scripts into it, and you can get funding. I'm currently working on a film, which is kind of why there's been a lack of videos on my YouTube, but Fangoria produced it. I actually reached out to Fangoria to maybe hopefully get funding for this project, and when I reached out to them, I think this was maybe about a year or two ago, they were like, "Hey, we don't do that anymore." Very nicely gave me a very nice rejection letter, and they said, "If you ever make it, we would love to see it. We look forward to seeing it." It's a very nice rejection letter, and I'm not mad at them. Very nice people. But what it is a couple of old war veterans are at the outpost, the VFW outpost, hanging out, drinking, and everything. And there's across the street is I guess a hangout for a guy who he makes his drugs. He makes his drug where it makes the if you take it, you're kind of like a brainless. It makes you brainless, and he has the power to control you, kind of thing. And one of the people break away, trying to get away from this guy. I think it's a she. She breaks in and to the outpost, and the veterans there protect her and go against the drug dealer and his mind-controlled people. It is kind of almost like an Assault on Precinct 13 movie, which I know is kind of like a Rio Bravo. I think it was really, really good. I got a filmmaking friend of mine in it. He was in there very briefly. I thought the movie was really, really good. Like I said, it's like Assault on Precinct 13. If you've seen that, you know what you're dealing with, or Rio Bravo, you know what you're dealing with. I thought it was great action, great going. It's it was funny. It was pretty good. I'm not saying that because I know somebody that was in it, or because I'm a Assault on Precinct 13 fan. But I thought it was really, really good. It was a really great movie, really well written, really well directed. You like the characters in it, and I think it was a really great way to end the film festival. It got a. I did see it get a very. I don't want to say very limited, but it was a limited. I saw it get a limited release at the Alamo. I had like a week release. It is out on Blu-ray. I own it on Blu-ray. So I do say, however, I think it was on Shudder too. If you guys like, I know streaming's kind of a thing now, but it was at Shudder one time. I think you should check it out. Like I said, it was 9 out of 10. Hell of a movie, a hell of a way to end the film festival, and that was it for the film festival. After the film festival, there was a kind of like an after party, a wrap party, after party. So it was for mainly it was for everybody. Now going into back when we're buying tickets, there's one or two ways. Well, you can buy tickets one or two ways. You could buy you could be a VIP, and I think doing the VIP, you could spend. I bought VIP, and it was I think it was $125, $150, somewhere in that price to get. What you did was it was gave you access to the entire film festival. There was a VIP only kind of party on the first night between Zombieland 2 and Porno. And then they gave you, if you drank, they gave you a free beer, a voucher for a free beer on the first night and the after party. I don't drink, so I get my thing, my voucher away. So everybody kind of hung out for a while, and kind of after VFW, we all went in there, and everyone was kind of hanging out. The guy Adam Egypt, the guy who did Daniel Isn't Real, was there. We all I had a couple friends that I hung out with through the entire festival, and we all kind of hung out. They kind of took off about 10-15 minutes after they kind of bounced after like 9:15. I left around 9:30 and everything. By the time this after party was going on, we were all pretty tired. We had all spent pretty much a lot of time at the theater. We spent I think the first Thursday we probably spent probably about 5 hours there from 7 to midnight. On Saturday, Friday and Saturday, we got there at 10 in the morning we're there to 2 at night. So we were there for 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 hours. So that's 32, 37 hours. And then Sunday we got there. I think the first movie started at 10:40 and then ended at 9. So that's probably like 10 and a half. So we're there for basically 46 hours out of the 4. You were there for almost 2 days out of the 4 days. So we're all kind of got pretty tired. I'm really glad that I did it. If they did another one, which I'll get to in a second, I would do it again. I don't think they haven't done it again, which I'll get to in a second. I don't think there will be another one, which I'll get to in another second, but I'll definitely do it again. If I could get into a time machine and do it again, I would. Wouldn't change anything. It was great fun. There was a couple of clunkers in it. Like I said, Kindred Spirit, I thought wasn't that good. Knights and Skins was check those movies out again. I'll let you guys know. But I'll do it again. It was kind of different from most film festivals that I've heard about. Most film festivals, my understanding, and I can be wrong, please correct me if I am, it's got a list of films you could go see, and it will have at 2 o'clock a couple films you could choose from, and you can check out Halloween or the movie 7 or the movie E.T., and you can choose which one you want to go to. This was just 18 films over the course of 4 days, and it was there wasn't 3 movies showing at once. It was just one film, and you sat through it. There was a lot of us that sat through all 18 films. I sat through all 18 films. By the time the after party started on Sunday, my ass was just hurting so much sitting down. So I was happy to get home and everything like that. Like I said, it was a great experience. I'm glad I did it. I wish there was more to it. So let's go ahead and get into why there wasn't. So, like I said, the Graveyard Fest happened October of 2019. About 5-6 months later, of course, obviously, the pandemic hit and all that good stuff. I don't think the pandemic was the main reason why. The main reason why Graveyard Shift 2 happened, though it may have played part of it, but basically the whole logistic of it is for that it was, like I said, you didn't pick out, it wasn't certain movies playing at certain times, like I said, you don't have 5 movies starting at 3 o'clock and you pick which one, or pick what films you want to go to, and you map out, at 2 o'clock I'm going to see 7, and 5 o'clock I'm going to go see The Green Mile or something like that. These movies are coming in and you could skip the movies if you wanted to. Some people bought the VIP. Some people you could buy, if you don't want to do it VIP, you could buy individual tickets to individual movies. Like if you want to, I want to see VFW or everything like that, or Knives and Skin, and I want to see VFW. You could see Knives and Skin and then leave and then come back and see VFW. I know I've known a couple people who only showed up for like one day. People showed up for like I know a couple people that only showed up for Saturday. I know one person that showed up only for only saw them. I saw one person only for VFW. Missed 17 out of 18 films, but you can do whatever you want on it. But the logistics of behind the film festival is okay. At least I think the logistics of was at the Alamo, the one that I go to. There was only 8 auditoriums, and not only do you have to, I guess, I don't know if they had to get the rights to show it. I guess you probably will have to get some of the rights to show it one time. But not only that, but I think it's because they had to block out the entire theater for the majority of the time. Like I said, it was Thursday. There was only like 2 movies, so they blocked out a theater from 7 to 11 or 7 to 11:30, something like that, where the other half of the day you can show whatever movies in there. But on Friday and Saturday, movies started at 10. And the last, it was 2 theaters that they used. One theater was showing 5 out of the 6 movies, and the movies ran from 10 a.m. to midnight, and then there was a midnight showing in a different theater. So they had to block out, and same thing with Sunday. They started from 10:40 in the morning to like 9, but you had to block out the theater. One theater for the majority of the day, not showing any other thing in that. So I guess it's kind of hard to from my understanding, that's the reason why they never did a fantastic. I keep saying Fantastic Fest because the guy who run it, Rob Zasadio, pulled a lot of films from the Fantastic Fest. In the years to come, from 2000. So obviously 2020 didn't have it, but in 2021, 2022, and 2023, there wasn't another Graveyard Fest. I mean, when instead of having a Graveyard Fest, they had an overnight marathon, and these overnight marathons started like around 7 or 8 at night, and they went on to like 7 or 8 in the morning. There was 3 of them, one in 2021, another one in 2022, and then another one in 2023. I remember doing a lot of reviews for at least the 2021 and the 2023. I don't know if I did any reviews on the 2022 film. That had a lot of... What I liked about the 2021 and the 2023 was all the movies were really, really good, and The 2022 movie was kind of hit and miss. Yeah, half the movies kind of sucked, half of them were pretty good. But what they did was like I said, they went from at least 7 to 7 or 8 to 8, and there was just 6 or 7 films being shown. The guy running it, Rob Sasadio, introed every film, everything like that, and we had those instead of the festival. I guess it was a little bit more easier. Of course, you got to stay up all night. I guess it was a little bit more easier because they showed a lot more old horror films, which I liked. I think modern day horror is just you see it. I mean, there's some good modern day horror films, but a lot of them's like, seeing not so good. So we got those instead. Jeff Bezos's Christmas Bloody Christmas was shown at one of them. I think it was the 2022. It was the last one of the 2022 film, and I enjoyed them. All 3 of those. I don't know if there's going to be another one. Not trying to put anybody's business out there, but the guy who started the Graveyard Shift and hosted the Graveyard Fest and the Overnighters, Rob Zasadio, recently this year left, and he went on to the River Oaks. So I don't think there will be another overnighter. So if you've been looking at the overnight stuff, I'm sorry, I don't think there'll be another one. I could be wrong. Usually they're announced by this point in time, maybe or by late September. If there is, and if I go, I'll love to go. Hopefully there is, but I doubt it. But we'll see what happens. There is, I'll post some reviews. But anyway, regardless, that this is it for the video and it for the review of the Graveyard Fest retrospect. Maybe I'll do another one in 10 years. If I could definitely, I'm definitely gonna watch Knives and Skins, and if I could find Kindred Spirits, Why Don't You Just Die, and All the Gods in the Sky, I'll definitely do another review of those. Well, thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, comment, like, all that good stuff. Thank you so much. You guys have a nice day. Bye.